In the Middle East, 70 to 75% businesses only from the influencers. Hey, look, what you are working today, probably 4 weeks down the line, or 6 weeks down the line, or 3 months down the line, it will go away. What is my expectation is eventually the GCC business will be one business. With the tech, it is much easier. So, for example, let's say I'm running an ad, right? So I know if I'm running an ad in Riyadh, today I would more focus onto winter wear rather than focusing on to summer. Till the time you don't remind to the customer, they don't shop. You have to make sure that you are available, because there are so much of things happening around.
E-commerce today extends far beyond online transactions. It is about building scalable, customer-centric businesses that stay ahead of the curve. Our guest today has done it all, from leading retail campaigns to scaling e-commerce giants. He's been associated with powerhouse brands like the Landmark Group, Al Yasra Fashion, SixStreet.com, and many more. And now he's shaking things up at Brands for Less. He's not just a marketer, he's a business leader who connects every click, campaign, and decision to the bottom line. I'm thrilled to have Shamim Akhtar in our studio today.
Thank you so much, Ji, for calling me, and it's an absolute pleasure talking to you.
So, without further ado, let's get started. Your career, Shamim, has is a brilliant story of climbing the ladder, especially from what we know were really humble beginnings. Can you just take us through your professional journey?
So, professional journey all started from a college where I was doing an MBA, and then from MBA I got an opportunity to go for an internship into Reliance Communication Ranchi, and I went there, and like every other internship, I was given some assignments to sell the Reliance 3G, the data. And that used to be similar to USB cable right now. What happened, I was going and selling, and then I realized, let's hear from stores what they are saying, what is their problem, what is their concerns. And I started visiting to the stores and noting down their concerns and reporting it to the boss. First time back then, it happened that somebody came to the store and literally listening to the store managers and shop owners and noting down the points and reporting it to the office. And to my surprise, it started getting into the execution, right? So they started getting a solution, and it wasn't a big concern. The concern was, they are, let's say, they are not getting inventory on time, they are not getting communication on time, what are the offers. And these were small communications that was being reported to the office. What I saw, the only biggest differentiator that became was me going to the stores, understanding from directly from the shop owners, and then reporting it to the office, which no data, no dashboards can give it, right? So yeah, so that started from there, and then I got an opportunity to work with Landmark, and then I joined Landmark, and I started working there in the Middle East.
Right. So this wasn't a planned move from what I see, was it?
No, it wasn't. It was never a planned move, right? We got
Including retail and e-commerce is what I meant. Like this wasn't something that you had planned to walk into a retail store. It just happened on its own.
no. It just happened. It was just like post one of the biggest topic post your or during MBA is when do you get the placement,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
So, and it was all about getting the job. So there was literally no plan. But luckily, I had an offer from Reliance Communication, and because I hadn't done my MBA back then, so it was just an internship. I could not join them. And then while I was into fourth semester, I got an opportunity to work with Landmark, because I was selected for them.
You've seen retail change a lot, from your regular traditional stores to now all of these highly personalized AI driven stores. What really got you hooked on to the business side of e-commerce?
Again, it wasn't a planned move. I call myself as an accidental person who moved. Prior to COVID, I was with Tommy and Calvin. I was working with, and it was a fantastic lifestyle, right? And then COVID hit, and somebody from the company has to support e-commerce business, and it was my boss who nominated that. Hey, you know what, Shamim, can you help the e-com team for a couple of days? And by the time we started working, the scale was so much, and it was the growth was so much that after 1 month, 1.5 months, I realized, oh, I am like too far and there is no
There's
going
no
back.
going back now.
Yeah.
Perfect.
And
Right.
but that was exciting, yeah.
Right. For someone like you who has started from scratch, right at the bottom, what is the biggest difference you see in companies that are trying to achieve growth today?
There are lot many differences, like one of the major difference that you find today is the availability of the data, right? It's no more intuitions. Back then, everything was, when it comes to expansion, everything was like large number of stores, or keep going even into e-com, keep spending onto marketing. But just because we have enough data today to understand, you can literally understand what is right, what is wrong from day one. Other biggest factor today is the teams, right? Let's say 5 years back, the talent pool of the tech team used to be very limited, or you had to invest a lot of time and energy to make them understand, right? Today it is easily available, right? So it becomes very much easy with the new tools, be it content, be it customer service, be it coding, anything that you see in today's, you can literally start working from day one on to efficiency. So these tools bring efficiency from day one, and that is 20x faster than
Mhm.
what the human can do, right? It
Right.
saves a lot of time, it saves a lot of cost. So there are far difference between what it used to be and what is
What
today.
it is
Yeah,
today,
yeah.
right? Shamim, let's get to know a little bit of e commerce in depth. Now, marketing isn't just only about innovative ads, it has to bring in business as well. When you're running a massive campaign, what are the three key metrics that you focus on that actually tell you that your marketing is driving profitable business?
So there are two aspects of it. One is, of course, the usual aspects of the marketing that we see about ROAS and conversion. That is the usual stuff that we see. But what I look at it is, from other than the usual KPIs that we review, is how much incremental revenue I'm getting it from one particular ads, right? Or is it bringing how the unit economics looks like? So for example, how's the gross profit looks like after making sure, after you take care of discount, shipping, logistic, last mile, and everything, uh, uh, how much money you are making. Otherwise you are just buying the growth, you are not making the business, right?
Right, right, right. Absolutely. It's all about making business
Correct.
and making money. The money goals are very
Yeah,
important,
yeah, yeah,
right?
yeah.
Now, that's on the marketing side. But had you to zoom out into the picture for e commerce, how do you define success for e commerce today? Is it based on revenue, loyalty, or something completely different?
To me, success criteria for everyone differs, and it differs time to time, right? 5 years back, my one of the biggest success criteria was, hey, look how much growth are we making in the business, no matter at what cost, because those growth were somewhere bought by marketing, or whatever cost that was. So, and back then it was a success criteria was growth. Today, to me, it is more than revenue and loyalty. It's a control. How are you keeping control of your business, right, to make sure that you are growing, but with the right cost, right? Yes, loyalty brings retention, loyalty brings the revenue in the business, but you have to keep a control to make sure that you are achieving your growth, loyalty with the right number.
Right. Influencers.
Yeah.
My next question is about influencers. These influencers have become a major sales driver for most of the e commerce businesses today. How important is their role in your uh, area of work, or
so
especially to do with your overall revenue mix?
So influencers, no doubt, about it, they play a huge role, because it is not about doing an ads, it's not about paying them, it's about community of trust. And when you look at the funnel of ads and influencer funnel, the funnel becomes very easy, the funnel becomes very faster, and it is cheaper than and people trust, because the insights you get it directly from the people, right? So it's more of community which nobody can ignore, and it helps us into a scale, right? And yes, it contributes a digit number for us, and there are businesses in the Middle East who does 70 to 75% businesses only from the influencers. So
Wow,
yeah,
that's a big number.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
When you're planning growth for the next few months or maybe for the next quarter, what is that one thing that's driving your decisions?
So of course, like I said, every decision has to be data driven, but at the same time, we see a lot of other factors, that what are the events coming into the region, right? Is there any celebrations, or how the market is going to be with the promotion? So like at the current month, by the end of this month, we will have Black Friday, and then post Black Friday there will be other events. So it's absolutely with the combination of data and the localized knowledge about the market.
Right. So data and forecasts as well
Correct.
in combination, right? Um, these days everybody wants quick deals and very super fast deliveries, almost like these, which eventually eat into your profits. How do you manage to keep that balance between pushing for huge sales volumes and staying profitable?
Differs business to business, right? One is we are a part of an omni-channel ecosystem, right? So when you are in a part of omni-channel ecosystem, you have retail outlets, and where customers are already aware about your brand, and you utilize those outlets as a channel of marketing, right? So that helps for sure. Second thing is, uh, as a omni channel, we don't chase about pushing the volume and getting the market share, buying the market share. Basically, we just focus on to pushing the volume, but with a meaningful cost, right? Operations is, it's about a cost, but when you do with a strategy combining with omni-channel, optimize, you can bring the efficiency into operation. So there are a number of points that helps to still serve to the customers, and fulfill whatever is committed to the customers, and still be at the right number.
Right. Let's move on to the hot topic of the AI and automation revolution. Now, AI is the big buzzword. What does it mean for you in your daily work life?
So AI is no more a buzzword. It's like a teammates, right? Once you are in, you cannot go back, right? So it is going hand in hand with the teams that are those who are working. It helps you into optimize. It helps you into bringing the efficiency, and it helps you into bringing the speed into the job that you do.
How is it really changing your operations or marketing decisions?
I mean, it has changed a lot, right? So, for example, when it comes to marketing, there are a lot of shoots, outdoor shoots that used to happen. Today, you can just create internally. There are a lot of model shoots that used to happen offline.
Mm.
You can literally create into your office, right? When it comes to operations, there are many AI tools that are suggesting how do you optimize your route, right? Which way drivers will go and deliver, how what route they would follow based on the traffic, based on the different hours, and so and so. So it's like helping the businesses and the team to optimize more.
Right. Can you share an example of how AI automate or rather automation has really paid off in your work life?
In many ways, right? So earlier, when it comes to customer service, there used to be 40 50 people working in the business. But then when AI came, it's like 24 by 7 support available, right?
Mm.
You get the same answer from what a human can do. So that was one of the drastic change we saw. Same with the content creation, right? We used to have a huge number of people. Like, let's say 5 years back, we used to have I have seen people 40 50 people working only towards content. But it is no more happening in today's environment. It is, there are n number of tools that helps to get your content done with the fingertips, right?
In a
uh,
much faster
in
and
a much,
efficient way.
yeah,
Right.
in a like personalization that goes onto on site, onto your app, onto your website, based on your search history, based on your previous purchases. You can literally tailor the offerings, and that makes the conversion better than what it used to be,
Right,
right? Yeah.
right, yeah. Do you worry about AI taking away retail jobs, or do you think it is helping your teams make smarter and faster decisions?
I don't think so. It is taking job, or it will take job. Yes, it will take job for those who would not learn, right? Recently, my boss shared one video, and it was about creating a GPT and understanding on whatever you do. It will assess and it will tell you which are the jobs that will eventually taken by AI. So it will
Mm.
do an whole analysis of your job description. What I did for myself, I created a GPT. I uploaded my own job description. I uploaded my own KPIs, and every KPIs has a weightage, right? And based on that, it tells you that, hey, look, these are the area what you are working today. Probably 4 weeks down the line, or 6 weeks down the line, or 3 months down the line, it will go away. Now, to alternate, these are the skills that you have to learn.
Yeah.
And same exercise, I did it with my entire team, and it was an eye opener for everyone that, hey, look, you know what, we need to upskill. So it's about learning from tools, that if I'm doing this job, what is the next one that I should learn and I should focus to be relevant in the business, to be relevant in the market.
Right. I'd like to shift this conversation more towards consumer behavior and market dynamics that really determine your business strategies. So let's start with the GCC shopper. This shopper today is, or rather, the GCC consumer today, they don't really behave the same way that they did 3 years ago. It's a completely different landscape these days. What do you think is really driving or changing the way in which the consumers are making their buying decisions today?
One word for them is very, very tech savvy, right? Look at the mobile phone penetration or internet penetration in the region, is like everyone is using, right? Everyone is aware about technology. And the other one is they are very, very culturally rooted, right?
Mm.
So in GCC, when you talk about sustainability, it's like a core of the discussion. So that has changed a lot. Community, when I say community, the influencers, impact of the influencer in the business has grown over the years. So
Mm.
they create a larger impact onto different brands. Like, one of the biggest example that we recently saw was Dubai chocolate.
Yeah.
It was a part of a influencer driven brand, which took over the whole GCC. Everyone is craving today. The brands who were operating for from 50 years, they had to go decentralize themselves and create a special chocolate that had kunafa. So today, you go to every street, every airport, the biggest segment that you see is the Dubai chocolate. So yeah, that's one of the best example.
Perfect. We often talk about the GCC market like one audience, but somebody who's worked here, maybe like in a Saudi or the UAE, knows that they are completely different from each other. How do you adjust your e commerce playbook when you're moving between these two giants?
When you talk about UAE, it's a complete different discussion, because you have customers from different nationality, different, and there is a certain segment of people that you shop when you go to, and then there is a different demographic when you go to Saudi itself is a very very big, right? There's a far difference between Riyadh to Dammam to Jeddah to Abha, and the customers from Riyadh is something different than the Jeddah, then the Khobar, and then the customers from Abha and Jizan, because it's a complete different region, because and the population is bigger, right? So the taste changes,
Hmm.
right? The culturally very very rooted. Saudi is about culture, about localization, right? So we focus on making sure that the every communications has to be localized,
Hmm.
right? We as a locally, you should be able to understand the difference between Riyadh and Jeddah, right? um, for example, one of the example is Riyadh has cold winter, while when you move to Jeddah, there is no winter,
Hmm.
right? So that change, you have to make sure that you are only planning winter for Riyadh, not for Jeddah, and not for Khobar. Yeah,
Right. And when you look across the region as a whole, what trends do you think are really reshaping the e-commerce landscape today?
there are many, by the way. One is of course the regulations that has changed over a period of times, and that is eventually showing into cross border businesses for everyone, right? This is, and eventually what is my expectation is eventually the GCC business will be one business,
Right.
right? Because today, look at the growth of cross border that is happening. You, no matter you are in Abha, you are in Jijan, or you are in Saudi, you can still buy product from anywhere, right? So earlier, selling from Dubai was to Saudi was difficult. Today it has become so much easier for do these businesses, and because the volume is high, you get your optimized logistic, you get your everything, right? So from Dubai to Saudi, you can literally take your shipments in like 4 to 6 hours in Riyadh,
Right,
right?
right. Shamim, when you look across the region as a whole, what trends do you think are most reshaping the e-commerce landscape in the Middle East right now?
One of the biggest trends that is changing is customer expectations. Customer wants to shop global, right? They do not want to limit themselves by shopping the domestic product, right? So this is one thing. Second one is logistic and supply chain. It has become so easier compared to what it used to be. You can literally sell very easily and very comfortably from Dubai to Saudi, right? And lot of techs, tech has enabled to do all these businesses so easy.
Yeah. It has simplified the
Yeah,
whole process,
yeah,
basically,
yeah,
tech,
yeah,
right?
yeah.
If you had to sum up the GCC shopper in one sentence, how would you do it?
They are very tech savvy
Yeah.
and very much culturally rooted, no matter which brand, which product we talk. But one of the core point is it localized, is it fitting to the culture that we belong to.
Right. Looking ahead a few years from now, where do you really see the next big opportunities in regional or cross border e commerce?
GCC e-com business will become one business. It is going to be more and more simpler when it comes to logistic, and when it comes to regulations. So that for sure, because the demand is there. Co- none of customers wants to shop for a regional product, and that will bring a huge value to the customer, that one business can keep your entire inventory into one place and can sell it to the whole GCC customers. It will help the businesses as well as it will help to the customers, and it will eventually have a better customer experience than what it is today.
Right, right. Okay. Shamim, do you think we really have room for bringing in more e commerce brands in this GCC market? For example, we have so many different brands already established here. Is there room for more?
There is huge. right? Look at the Saudi Vision 2030, the kind of expansion that is happening, the kind of projects that are coming by 2030. There would be 45-50 million population living in Saudi. There are so much of tourists that are coming, right? So there is huge room for the new brands. And speaking to that, what exists, there is only known exist. Yes, Amazon has a bigger business, but when it comes to localization, when it comes to look at their UI UX as a customer, you don't go to Amazon to browse and to look a lot of things, right? But when you go to Noon, you keep scrolling and keep looking at, because they have the entire ecosystem, and that is fully localized to the GCC customer, and to the Saudi and to the UAE customers, right? So that's a difference. So there are opportunity for the brands to come, understand the local need, create for what customers want, and then build it from here.
Let's talk tech, logistics, and operations, which are a very integral part of your daily business. Now, this is the absolute biggest question that is going around in the e commerce industry today. How do you deliver products, especially with delivery costs and delivery timelines being huge hurdles?
Delivery timelines are never an hurdle, right? It's about what the commitments are made to the customers. So for example, if I am committing the customer to deliver into 5 hour, I just have to make sure that I'm delivering into 5 hour, right? And the hurdle comes when you committed 5 hours and you are not aligned to this. So absolutely, it is about commitment.
Right. And how do you balance out the delivery costs?
Oh, okay. So it's about being in the market. It's about a scale, knowing what has to be done via ourselves, what has to be, outsourced, right? So there are multiple factors that we balance.
Right. What is your strategy for balancing out customer expectations for instant or quick deliveries while maintaining your margins?
I mean, GCC customers are very much aware, right? You cannot fool. And if somebody is wanting, a quick delivery, they know that I have to pay, and there is a fee for it. So I don't see any challenge. It's all about today. Customer wants a 60-minute delivery, and you have to make sure that you are able to deliver that 60-minute delivery, and whatever charges are there, customer is ready to pay. Like I was just talking about my own experience, right? I was buying one monitor, and I paid 60 real higher price just to get the delivery in 1 hour, right?
Right.
So I was very well informed and aware that I'm paying extra, but the objective was I was expecting to get it into next 1 hour.
Right. Um, Apart from all the campaigns and content that you are working with, e commerce today really heavily relies on a very strong back end tech support. How does that work for you in your work life?
I mean, of course, there is a system in place. There is a tech team in place that who takes care of entire scalability, entire system. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. Do these systems really help you in creating smarter and better personalized marketing experiences or marketing decisions for your company?
Of course, so it is a combination of both, right? It's a tool as well as the people who are there in the business, right? So it's about data, and then you take the people, those who know the business, those who know the customers, and then they come up with the campaign ideas, and then the what is needed to be done for the business.
Right. Do you think the next massive breakthrough in e commerce will really come through from a huge technology innovation or just pure logistic speed?
Look, so just to summarize this question, uh, e-com is all about logistic business. It is never a checkout business, right? So anything that has to happen, that has to start with the logistic. If you are a strong if you have a strong understanding of logistic, if you have a strong ecosystem of logistic, you are going to win. And this strong logistic will come from lot of automations, and that automation again will come from technology
And innovation.
and innovation, right?
Right.
So there used to be a day when from Dubai to Saudi, the shipments used to take 3 to 5 days. Today's it's just a matter of hours, because there are n number of innovations that has happened in terms of custom clearance, in terms of different other processes, and that has helped those number of days into just a couple of hours.
Reduce the number of
Yeah,
days.
yeah,
Right.
yeah.
Perfect. You've worked in high growth situations a lot. When a business is scaling super fast, what's that one operational headache that often gets overlooked?
It's not about operational headache, it's not about warehouse, it's not about, it's about the data. When you are onto hyper growth, uh, nobody is validating.
Hmm.
Everyone just sees the data and accepts it, and this is where you keep making mistakes, right? And every entire team is busy into scaling, and they see a very specific data about number growth, and then lot of details that you literally miss, right? One of the biggest mistake happens about the data, because the data is incorrect, or data is not validated,
Hmm.
or there are n number of dashboards across the businesses between different teams. You don't have the overview of where are you heading, right? So one of the example I'll give you, many of time what happens, you have a delivery timeline of, let's say, you delivered 95% of delivery on an average timeline, and you are amazing, you well done, right? So on a business, let's say you got an 100 orders, right? And those 100 orders, you delivered 95% of those orders you delivered within your committed timeline. When you see a dashboard, you say, you know what, wow, amazing, we are doing a good job. But uh, think about that five customer who received out of the SLA, right? You committed them to deliver into 8 hours,
Mhm.
and you deliver into 16 hours. For those five customers, you are 100%,
Mm,
right?
mm.
And you are always a bad service provider for those five customers. So when you are onto hyper growth, uh, basically you tend to forget those five customer, because you see the 95%, you just get to do something else.
So you're looking at the bigger picture, but there
Correct,
are certain small points
correct,
that do get overlooked.
correct,
Right.
correct.
Is there something that you do or you generally work upon to correct that?
Because I have been multiple times into such scenarios. So today, when I see with the similar example of we had a 95% success rate, I'm really not bothered about that 95% success rate. I'm bothered about that five customers, uh, each of them, what was the delay happened, why delay happened,
Yeah.
was it into our control, or was it into external issues, something external issues. So we try to understand, and then we resolve it.
Right. That's some great
Yeah.
attention to detail there, right? Shamim, you've really managed your teams or guided your teams through some crazy periods of change, moving from the traditional retail mindsets and moving on to these super agile AI models. How do you really manage to build and stay connected to your teams in this way?
So to me, I like people who are eager to learn, no matter, even if the skills out of 10, if the person is 7, I don't mind literally, because that can be the only thing I see is how eager the team is to learn.
Yeah.
And does he or she has the hunger to grow, right? So that's one thing, and as soon as we get in, it is very very easier to develop the teams.
All right, Shamim, let's end this conversation with one of my most favorite rounds, which is the rapid fire. You can just say the first word that comes to your mind. Are you ready to roll?
Done, sure.
Okay. Your shopping style, online shopping or in store?
Always online.
AI or human intuition?
I mean, it depends. If it is data, I mean, it's a combination of both. It cannot be one. But yes, when it comes to data, it is majority goes to AI, because there are some segment that AI cannot do. So, for example, let's say cultural knowledge, localization, that human still helps, but it's a combination of both.
Okay, so AI and human intuition is 50-50.
I mean, it's not 50-50. When it comes to data, it would be 90 plus 10. I mean, 90% AI and then 10%.
Okay, so AI rules.
Yeah.
All right. Instagram or TikTok for brand growth?
I mean, for depth is Instagram, and for trend is always a TikTok.
TikTok. One tech tool that you can't live without.
That would be GA4 for sure.
Okay, and that is what is GFO?
It's like a Google Analytics.
And is that associated with the company?
Of course, it's like, so you get an insight about everything of what's happening onto website, how many people are visiting, how many people are purchasing, what is so every insight that you get it for your website or app onto this tool.
So that's like your dashboard.
That's like a
Okay.
that's
All
like
right.
a, yeah.
All right. Flash sales or loyalty programs?
To me personally, I love loyalty programs. Flash sale is just a flashy deals, but
Okay.
loyalty always
Loyalty is there to stay.
yeah, yeah,
All right. First thing you check in the morning, sales or news?
yeah. Seriously, sales. Of course,
Right.
you sleep with the sales and wake up with the
Wake
sales.
up with the sales. A book or podcast that's inspired you recently?
That's interesting, right? So recently, I was listening to Zohran Mandani, this speech, winning a speech. Probably uh, I heard him 8-10 times. He spoke about every person that he started and understanding the problem, and I was relating to it as a business. How do we understand our customers? So he was talking about taxi drivers, he was talking about the maids, he was talking about the nannies, he was talking about every single person he met, and he was able to understand their problem, and that from zero to he won the election. Another recent read is about His Highness Sheikh Muhammad, right? He says, there is uh, you should not be stopping, right?
Yeah.
There is always a risk into anything. You can put the risk measures, but you have to take the risk. You have to keep moving and taking the risk.
All right. One fashion brand that nails its digital experience.
I mean, of course, I would not tell other than BFL. Go,
I
guys,
was
brand
about
for
to say
less.
that, not
Brand
BF,
for less.
apart from BFL.
Brand for less. Go for brand for less and shop. Everything is there.
All right. One word that defines the future of e-commerce in the Middle East.
One GCC, one business.
This was a lot of fun, Shamim. You've absolutely nailed this round. Thank you
Thank you
so
so
much.
Thank you so much.
Shamim, this was fantastic. I had a lot of fun listening to your insights. And the way in which you combine marketing, tech, and business knowledge is something that a lot of marketers and entrepreneurs can learn from. But before we end, there's something I'd like to ask. Given that you've really learned everything from ground up, especially about building businesses, what is that one piece of advice you would like to give someone who's wanting to start out in the e-commerce landscape today?
So, one advice: e-commerce is always a logistic business. Before you talk about product, before you go and run the ads, please make sure that you are fixing your logistic first, and then you do anything else. E-commerce is not a checkout business; it's a logistic business.
Thank you so much for being here, Shamim. We are really excited to see how you'll continue driving innovation and shaping the future of e commerce in the Middle East, not just here and beyond. Thank you so much once again.
Thank you so much.
And to everyone listening, keep pushing boundaries, keep asking questions, and see you on the next episode of the Marketing Bytes. Plug in, power up, press play.